Hi, I'm Hub Arkus for Pro Football Weekly, and it's time for our Monday Night Football preview. So I welcome in Associate Editor Dan Parr, who covers the Chicago Bears for PFW. Senior Editor Eric Edholm has the Dallas Cowboys, and we go to Dallas. But Dan, I'm going to start with you. Chicago Bears, a bit of an enigma right now. A lot of conversation, shall we say, around Jay Cutler, around the offensive line, and yet 2-1 and looking good in this spot.
Yeah, they're coming off a game against the Rams when, again, the offense did not look good. Jay Cutler was facing pressure and just a little bit off with his passes. Very interesting to see in this game if he can take advantage of some injury issues. The secondary for Dallas, specifically at safety. This is a guy who's going to take a lot of chances, but he may pay off against some guys that are out there that may not be used to their roles quite yet.
Eric, the Cowboys have really struggled to play up to their opening night performance in New York. Now, they got a win last week against Tampa, but anything but really impressive in doing it.
Yeah, the only impressive thing I thought was on defense, really kind of holding serve and not letting Josh Freeman and that Bucs offense get going really until their last drive before a failed onside kick. So that's the positive, and they did it, as Dan was alluding to, without a starting safety. Barry Church out for the year. Gerald Sensabaugh banged up. May have to use that prize cornerback, Brandon Carr, at safety again. That obviously limits their flexibility defensively, but they've been good on that side of the ball. As Dan said, just the same thing with Cutler. Tony Romo hasn't been able to get going. Jason Witten has had a really frustrating season. Des Bryant has been quiet. Miles Austin, one of the few performers on that offense.
It's reasonable to predict that one of the big matchups, or not even matchups, but factors in this game, both teams love to rush the passer. You've got DeMarcus Ware for the Cowboys. You've got Julius Peppers and the gang for Chicago Bears, second in the league with 14 sacks. Cowboys with a questionable offensive line. Is that the key to this one again for the Bears?
I think so. This is the type of game where you can see both quarterbacks getting decapitated. I mean, these offensive lines on both sides have really struggled. DeMarcus Ware versus Julius Peppers. What a great two defensive guys to see go up against each other this weekend. I think it's going to be a case where both quarterbacks are going to be under siege all evening.
Now, Eric, I don't know if you'll agree, but I got a hunch Jason Garrett is thinking, if DeMarco Murray is my franchise back and I want to slow that Bear pass rush, he needs to be the difference.
Yeah, and they haven't had a great yards per average rush this season, but they've had some big physical runs where he's broken some tackles, especially in that opener. Last week had a touchdown run in only the third of his career, so they've had trouble in the red zone getting him loose. But I think that Murray has to be a factor. I think that offensive line's got to do a better job of asserting itself. Doug Free has been terrible at right tackle. Tyron Smith still getting used to the left side. The interior's been all jumbled up as well.
All right, guys, I'll come to you first, Eric. Can the Bears go on the road and get it done, or the Cowboys hold serve at home?
I think the Cowboys win this game. Now, I know Chicago had a big win down there not too long ago, but I do think the Cowboys come back, and it's going to be defense. A game with Brandon Marshall, Cutler, and all these guys. I really think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to say something in the 17-10 range.
I think Tony Romo is going to make more mistakes than Jay Cutler, and that Bears pass rush has just been so great. I think it keeps it up against this Dallas offensive line. I think the Bears get the win.
I get to cast a tiebreaker here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, guys, it's all about the pass rushes here and about the quarterbacks and who makes the plays. Jay Cutler hasn't shown me yet this early in the season he's making the plays. I think it's one more play from Tony Romo. I think maybe 2017. We all agree this is going to be about defense and pass rush. That'll do it for our preview of the Monday night game. For all the best in news, notes, and analysis around the NFL, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, stay right where you are at ProFootballWeekly.com.